Hi there, my name is Amity Buckner, and I'm the Executive Director of Pickens County First Steps. And we're so glad that you and your family are joining our Raising a Reader program. We're so sad that we can't be with you in person to talk to you about the Raising a Reader program, but we are glad that you are joining us via this video. Starting soon, or maybe you have already started, your child will be bringing home a little red bag every Monday that will have inside of it 3 age-appropriate, what we consider to be high-quality books that are going to have perhaps different genres, which is a nice way of saying they'll have different. There might be some historical fiction, there might be some nonfiction in there. Books for you to read. They'll all have great, vivid illustrations and nice words that will increase vocabulary, because that is one of the goals of the Raising a Reader program. We hope that you will be as excited about getting this red bag on Mondays as your children are. And we hope that they will delight in bringing those red bags to you and for you to read to them. Now, that may look different for each family, because we know that families are busy. And we also know that sometimes you don't always have time to read to your child. So we would encourage you to let your child perhaps sit down with you while you're cooking supper in the kitchen and maybe do what we call a book walk. So you're asking questions like, what do you see on the front of this book? What do you think the book might be about? And then you might be able to read the title of the book and the author, who's also the illustrator of Planting a Rainbow. This is what we call the title page. We always like to bring attention to that, so we hope that you will join us in doing that. Then you might let the child continue on the book walk and tell you what the pictures are about. This is also good for families whose English is not their first language, and or whose parents that reading might be a struggle for you. So you're continuing to let your child turn the page. Learning how to turn the pages of a book is a wonderful pre-reading skill that we want all children to know. And after you've turned a few pages, you might ask your child, what do you think the story is about? So that's a great way to teach predicting. Predicting is a wonderful reading skill as well. So then you can also begin to talk about colors. This is an easy thing to talk about without sitting down and reading. So you're talking about the colors. You might ask the child, how many flowers do you see, and let them count them. We know that young children don't always count exactly the number, but where we really be interested in at that point is letting them talk about numbers. Then we'll move on to talking about counting with what we call one-to-one correspondence by touching each flower and counting. Keeping on looking through this book, we have lots of opportunities to keep on book walking, talking about colors, counting, talking about different kinds of books, different kinds of plants and flowers, and growth. So all kinds of things involved in this painting a rainbow. Without even reading the book, we can talk about colors, we can count, we can also talk about science, which is growing and planting flowers. So great things to talk about in this book. All great pre-reading strategies. Then we have another book here. In this particular bag that talks a lot about families. So it's just a great way to talk about families when you're doing a book walk. Also, when you're sitting down to read, it might be a great way to talk about traditions in your family. Maybe share stories about when you were growing up. Or talk about something that might have just happened on a family trip, or a family visit to a grandparent or another relative in your family. All great things to be doing as you're reading with your child. Now, I encourage you to find a book near you and maybe do a book walk. We're going to pause for a little bit, let you do that book walk, and then we'll come back. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed doing a book walk with your child. Thanks so much again for being part of our Raising a Reader program. We want you to know all the great things that happen in the brain when children are listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So ways that parents and teachers we all want to help stimulate children's brains. So I'm going to show you this little infographic picture of a brain. All of the great colored things show you when all the neurons are firing together and working together, and those are things that are accomplished through that book reading. Those early experiences that you have with your child do much to help build this healthy brain that's all colored. When children are not experiencing great healthy activities when they're growing up, we have lots of spaces that are in the black, which tells us that that child might not be getting great early experiences. We know that reading with our children is one of the best ways we can create early experiences and get them ready for school, which is our goal at Pickens County First Steps. Help you and your child be on track and ready for school when they go to kindergarten. So thank you for joining with us in this journey. We hope that you will find a special time each day to have a routine to read with your child. Whether that's in the morning before you go to school, at night before your child goes to bed, or maybe it's right when they get home from school. Maybe it's when you're cooking dinner. It also could be bath time. Sometimes it worked well for my children when they were young for me to read to them while they were taking a bath. It's a great way for them to be contained. Either way, we want you to spend that great time with your child. We also know that we live in a very fast-paced world, so it may be that this red book bag has to spend a lot of time riding around in your car. We hope that you will take time to pull these books out while you're in the car line, while you're waiting for pickup, or you're at the doctor's office. You will be able to snuggle up and read with your child. Whether it's just doing a book walk and asking questions, or actually reading every single page of the book, we hope that you will enjoy this Raising a Reader program. We look forward to hearing all about the great books that you have read together and the routines that you have established. Thanks so much for partnering with us as we support you in getting your child on track and ready to learn.